Start the recording with me eating nom nom. Okay, let's continue. In the end, all of the onigiri was eaten by the principal, so I had to make do without lunch. Skipping lunch, I never knew the afternoon could be so long and painful. I kinda wanna scold him for being so clueless that or never experiencing the joy of fasting, but considering that I'm eating even now, it's not like I'm in a position to scold him. Anyways, skipping long and painful. Feeling other than drowsiness made me space out. Are you alright, Keiichi-kun? That's what I say. Why I said you shouldn't eat Rena's curry. As if I could eat this curry with enough salt in it to make my blood pressure just rise by just... Wow. Rise just by looking at it. Is what I said as I initially refused. I could only regret it. The hunger, the stomachache. Well. You did a good job making it through. You are absolutely hopeless situation, that is. Kei-chan, you're pretty strong when you're cornered, eh? I don't need any compliments right now. I need food. There's something for you to eat at home, right? We don't keep snacks lying around at home. And I'm out of cup noodles right now. Since you're enduring that hunger so much right now, I'm sure tonight's dinner will be really tasty. I had absolutely no intention of laughing along. You're not funny. That's never been funny. You're never been funny.
You'll never get me alive!
You're still not funny. No, you're not funny.
Is this a dating sim?
No.
What is it?
Horror game.
Like a dating sim.
Listen to it. Doesn't this sound like a horror game?
Sounds like a fucking dating sim.
Shut up.
You fucking weeaboo.
Shut up, you.
Are you a
Bastard.
weeaboo?
No? Now go away.
How many of you?
Like 5 or 6? A little more in here.
Holy!
I know.
Sorry to interrupt.
And I also have a subscriber.
One.
One.
One subscriber.
And that's not me.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. What? Yeah, I know. I'm also happy. Can I continue now?
Yeah, I wanna watch. But I'm not gonna watch it. What did he say?
Yes, that's a very good point.
So yeah, it is a dating sim.
Oh, you're into that kind of thing.
Haven't you read my Tinder profile?
Oh. No.
So when are we gonna do Drunkcast? Or Poopcast? Or Drunk Poopcast?
I have no clue.
Drunk
Broadcast.
Drunk Procast.
Procrastinate.
Jesus Christ, it's raining again.
I have a bad feeling that it's gonna thunder soon.
Thunder!
Thunder strike! Now go. Well then, I'll take my leave. I have my part-time job again today.
Okay, I'm good.
You're not gonna be interested anyways. Job again today. It's really tough when you're not used to work. That job at that Angel Moth family restaurant, huh? That uniform, question mark, was somewhat stimulating. Oh, being a waitress really is hard work. Michan is working as a waitress. Really? Really? What kind of place is it, huh? No, I'm right. I'm working at that toy store from the other day. Shion is the waitress. My bad. I completely forgot that was how it ended up being. ended up being. I'm sorry. You guys look so similar I mixed you up. Keiichi-kun, who's Shion? Ren asked the obvious question. Mion's youngest twin sister. She's got different personality, but she's a dead ringer too, for Mion. That's right. We look similar, but our personalities are completely different. I'm very kind and thoughtful, but Shion has a cold and scary personality. I think that when you guys were born, Shion got all the feminine aspects. Unlike Mion, she's a cute, cheerful girl. Kei-chan! Rena interjected as her eyes darted back and forth from our exchange. Is that true? Rena's never met her. Michan, did you ever tell me that did you ever tell me you had a younger sister? Shion's existence was already being exposed as a cover-up. I couldn't help Mion out here. I could only have her and this charade. Oh yeah, I still haven't introduced her to you, Rena. My younger sister's name is Shion. I don't know, I didn't ask. I never met her when I met Michan's house. Yeah, that. You know I'm the only one that lives with Granny. Shion lives at the family home in Okinomiya. We're not that close, so yeah, she doesn't come here too often. Rena's face indicated she wasn't sure if she was convinced. She was usually a bit of an airhead, but she was unusually sharp when it came to these kinds of things. Well, it's not a lie, please believe me. As she said, yeah, I believe you, a smile suddenly blossomed on Rena's face. Rena wants to meet her. I'll go and see her sometime. What store is she working at? What store? That is... she's getting more tangled in her little web. I could tell that Mion was getting increasingly frantic. I wanted to help her out, but it was hard for an outsider to butt in on family issues. Sorry. I have to get to work. Later. Rena, great Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Unilaterally ending the conversation, Mion headed home. No matter how you looked at it, she was running away. We'll just label this one as an emergency exit. Michan was kinda cute. I wonder why. Rena giggled in amusement. I wonder if you can hear my little brother playing on the other side of the door whenever I speak. I wonder when dinner is. Why lying down be that I'm eating seed bread and cheese. So basically just cheese sandwiches. Would lying down be the best way to conserve energy? I sprawled in the entryway without even taking off my shoes. As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness... Okay, you can't hear him. That's good. That's good. I'd rather have him not interrupt the stream anymore than he already did. As I was losing the last vestiges of my consciousness, the doorbell rang. It seemed I had a guest. Come on in, it's open. I directed my listless voice at the door. Good afternoon. Huh? Kei-chan, what are you doing? It seemed my guest was Mion, or rather Shion. She seemed shocked when she saw me sprawled out in the entryway. Is that Shion? Wait, why? I thought that Shion's existence was an illusion that was limited to when Mion was at the restaurant. That's why I never even considered that Shion would appear here. I heard from my sister. Because of club activities today you weren't able to eat lunch, right? Yeah, it was a lot of trouble. Satoko spilled my pot and you stole my rice. But I'm Shion. She grew red and began to mope. That's right, she was the younger twin right now. Sorry, what's up? Did you bring something for me to eat? Oh my, it's somehow disappointing that you hit the nail right on the head, but here. With a disappointed smile, Shion held out Shion held out the small bento box she had hidden behind her back. Huh? You really brought something to eat? Thanks. There was still some on the ground beef left over from what my sister brought to school. I knew it was going to be right before dinner, but I wondered if you'd want it. Am I bothering you? Not even a bit. I'm really happy. Can I really eat this? Sneaking a look inside the box to say that she just put some of the leftovers inside would have been a lie. There was an elegant meal stuffed inside. Is it really okay? There's not like a ton of hot sauce mixed in or anything, right? Jeez, I'm not my sister. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. If you don't like it, you don't have to force yourself. I'll just go home and eat it myself. Saying that, she pouted cutely and made a motion as if to snatch the box back. There were some times that made me doubt that she was the same person as Mion, and this was undoubtedly one of those moments. I don't mind at all. I want to chow down on it with thanks from the bottom of my heart. It's not something to be so thankful about that your nose has to run. Shion, who had thought that I might not take the bento, looked down happily. There's not much, but do you want to come in? I can probably make some tea or something. Sorry, maybe some other time. I'm on my way to work. Oh, that's right. She did say that before. Just rinse the box out with water and give it back to my sister tomorrow, please. Of course. It would only be the proper thing to do after being allowed to eat something that looks this delicious. Well then, I'll take my leave. One last thing. Shion grew red again as she looked down once more. During that contest with the curry, my sister took your rice without permission, right? My sister fools around too much, and so sometimes she gets carried away. She wasn't doing it just to be mean. Hey, it's not like I mind that too much. There are no grudges when it comes to club activities after all. In fact, I should be the one that's thankful for all the thrills and entertainment. Would you tell that to Mion for me? Yes, I think my sister will be very happy to hear that. Well then, I have to go. Shion smiled brightly. After bowing deeply, she left as she looked at her watch. I'm happy, but is this really okay? I looked at the bento box that she left behind. A faint warmth spread through the palm of my hand. If it were Mion, I could see hot sauce, mustard, maybe even a needle. But really, I don't think she would go so far as putting a needle in there. I opened the box once again and hesitantly tasted a bit. I took a bite, and another, and another one. There was no funny business. There was no danger at all, so it was delicious. For it was delicious. That's right. That was Shion, not Mion, so there shouldn't have been anything to worry about. Okay. Apologies, but I really need to eat. Surprisingly enough, even streamers need nutrition. Yeah, eating as I gave my thanks. It was so delicious that my stomach could cry. Why would Mion put needles in the food? I wonder. That'd be a fun little prank, now wouldn't it? Mion, when she heard I was so hungry I could die, she brought this over to me. It was delicious to the last bite. By the way, nothing strange had been mixed in. I was a bit embarrassed at myself for being so skeptical. Is this going to be the end of chapter 3? It was delicious. Food for thought achievement unlocked. It was delicious. Hey Mion. Here. Well, what is it, Kei-chan? I thrust the Such a happy, pleasant game. It's not like, oh, right, I completely forgot. There we go. Fixed it. I thrust the bento box she'd given me yesterday at her face. I had the food you gave me in it. It had the food you gave me in it. Thanks. It was great. Mion's face quickly flushed bright red. Hey now, you were the one who pretending to be Shion when you gave it to me. You're gonna give it away if you get all red like that when you're being Mion. At this rate, she might trip and fall right into her own grave, so I decided to help her out. Listen, I was pretty hungry yesterday. Out of the blue, Shion came all the way to my house and gave me some food in a bento box. This is that box. Make sure you wash it out. Ah, right. Shion's really considerate, huh? That was so transparent. Was Mion always this terrible at lying? Her expression was different than usual, but it looked strangely cute. So, what did you think? You two are like peas in a pod. You're twins, right? Obviously you'd look the same. Not that. Mion looked kind of bewildered, like she was waiting for a specific answer. When she said impression, maybe she didn't mean Shion but the bento. Oh, of course. It was delicious. Really? I never lie about liking food. If I say something's good, then it's objectively good. You can feel free to give my recommendations to every single person you meet. Tell Shion it was seriously great, alright? Alright? Okay. Tell Shion, right? I will. I think she'll be happy. We're going along with Shion having given it to me and not Mion, aren't we? Yet her laugh, it came from deep down and it sounded really happy. I guess she really can laugh nicely enough that just looking at her makes me feel better too. A sarcastic remark made its way onto my tongue, but I swallowed it back. As Mion went to put the bento box in her bag, she noticed a clattering noise. Kei-chan, there's something inside, huh? Wow. Yeah, she opened it. The thing inside was a little embarrassing, so I wish she hadn't opened it here. Panicking, I hid it with my hands. My mother told me to put them in as a thanks. I didn't come up with it or anything. Don't get the wrong idea. It's so pretty. Candy. There was a handful of candies neatly wrapped in paper inside the sparkly clean bento box. When I was cleaning the box out yesterday in the sink, Mom came over and interrogated me, and I fessed up as to who had given me the food. Then she told me that something like this called for a display of gratitude. I didn't want to because it was embarrassing, so I argued that it wouldn't be like me to do that. Well, that's what happened. I mean, it was so embarrassed it felt like fire might shoot out of my face. Mion laughing the whole thing off like she usually would be fine, but for some reason she was staring at the candy in the box with fascination. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank my mom, she put them in there. But besides, you're not the one I need to be thanking, right, Mion? Those are for Shion, okay? Ah, right. You're right. Okay. I'll be sure to tell Shion. I just know that she'll be happy. Mion, looking a little downtrodden, put the lid back on the box. Seemed like I ended up saying something a little mean at the end. Mi-san, you love Mi-chan. Yeah, no. I can totally pronounce things while eating. Okay. Mi-chan, you look sort of cozy today. Did something happen? Did it? Perhaps she's got a fever. The red in her face is probably due to the increased body temperature. Hey Rika, why are you petting my head? Satoka, I'm sure you'll be able to catch fever soon enough. pet. Idiots don't catch fever, right? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, yeah. We'll see how long we'll continue with Higurashi here. I might have explained this before, but phys ed is at our school is really just an exercise in disorder. After some random warm-ups, the rest of the time is spent doing whatever. You're free to cause a ruckus or just fall asleep. I'm not really sure, but doesn't the Board of Education have some sort of curriculum for this? Something like when you're this old you should have this amount of physical ability. I have no idea what you're saying, Kei-chan. It's rather difficult to understand. Well, you see, it's something like a rule for teachers to follow during class. Maybe your weakling city folk need something like that, but do you really think us country-raised kids would lag behind in physical ability? We're better athletes than you would think, Keiichi. Come to think of it, they might be right. If we all lined up for a race, there was a good chance I'd finish dead last if I didn't start off well. I'll just pray that when a brutal penalty game is at stake, the 100-meter dash isn't a club activity. On that note, I'd watched too much television, so I'm fantastically tired. I'll be using this time to catch up on my sleep. It's the 4th period and I'm completely starved. If I don't sleep now, when will I ever? As I began to sprawl out on top of a pipe, Mion grabbed me by the collar. Do you really think I'd let you sleep in peace and quiet? With that look on your face, it'd require more courage to try and take a nap than not. Good grief, which means, is it going to start again? Now! Just killing time with idle chit-chat until the bell rings is impossible for us out-blooded youth, isn't it? Shall we start a club activity? Just as I thought, it's come to this. What's today's game? 100-meter dash. Now that this is happening, taking a nap is impossible. Not just that, with this sleep-deprived head of mine, I'm as good as mincemeat. I have to get my brain into gear. Rena thinks we should decide what today's penalty game should be before we start. Hehe. Rena knows what's up. I've prepared something super special today. She began to announce the cruel penalty game with a grand spinning flourish. But before she could do that... I'm sorry, I have something that I wanted to do. Of all people, it was Rika-chan announcing her non-participation. Even rare events do eventually occur. Losing her timing, Mion spun like a top as she stumbled to the ground. What? Huh? What's the matter? Are you not feeling well? Oh, that's right. Mi-chan, she has to practice for the Watanagashi. That's right. It's this Sunday. Rika is in the middle of super serious training right now. I've been working too hard lately, so my arms hurt. I see. Well, there's nothing that can be done. There's no point in doing anything if we can't get everybody together. Today, let's just take it easy. I'm very sorry, but I'll try my best. Yeah, good luck. We'll be cheering you on. When Mion announced, by the way, I have no idea what happens in this. Like, I have no recollection of this arc whatsoever. So, it will be interesting to see what exactly happened, because I don't remember anything about this particular one. At least currently. Only good things to look forward to. Yeah, nothing bad happens at the Watanagashi, right? Okay. We'll see how I feel after this arc. This is delicious bread, but it takes a lot of time to swallow since you have to chew every single seed. Or I want to chew every single seed. Okay. When Mion announced that today's club activity was cancelled, Rika-chan and Satoko headed off behind the school building. Only I was left alone, completely clueless as to what everybody was talking about. What was that about? Is Rika-chan training for a competition or something? Rika-chan is a shrine maiden for the Watanagashi, so she has to perform a ritual dance. It practiced for that. Why don't you explain things in order? First of all, what is this Watanagashi? Next, what do you mean by shrine maiden? Last, what do you mean by ritual dance? Huh? Didn't you get the notice at your house, Kei-chan? Wasn't it written there? The Watanagashi festival is this Sunday. Huh? Come to think of it, I have a feeling Mom did say something about it during the dinner the other day. The Watanagashi is a festival that happens at the shrine on a Sunday every June. It's very lively. Oh, I see. But Watanagashi sounds like a pretty strange name for it. Is it something like the Lantern Festival where they have a memorial for the dead by floating things down the river? Oh, I figured you might guess right, Kei-chan. The Watanagashi or Cotton Drift Festival, as the name implies, is, as the name implies, where we set cotton adrift down the river. The cotton you see is from futons or jackets, so it would be something like a futon memorial. They also pile futons up on the altar. I've heard of people leaving offerings of things like needles or kitchen knives to their ancestors or to casualties of war, but an offering of futons is a first for me. What's the history behind that? Mion tilted her head pensively. I don't think there's a complicated backstory to it. Winters around here are pretty harsh, so things like warm futons and coats to ward off the cold are fairly important, I guess. Oh, I see. In other words, it's something like giving thanks to the futons that took care of you during the winter then. Then the Shrine Maiden holds a memorial service for them and sets them adrift. That's what Watanagashi is about. Mion and Rena indicated that I had the correct answer with a round of applause. You see? The Shrine Maiden performing the memorial is Rika-chan. Oh? So Rika-chan is a Shrine Maiden. Now that you mention it, Rika does have a mystical air about her. Right? Rika-chan is in a Shrine Maiden outfit. Home. Eye-opening. Huh. That is quite a big of a hint, I would say. So cute. It certainly does seem like it would suit her. Yeah, it might be cute. I finally get what you're saying. Rika-chan's training is for her performance as a Shrine Maiden then. That would be it. The Shrine Maiden has to purify a number of futons as a part of the ceremony. It's a practice for that. It's a lot of hard work. The Shrine Maiden has to carry a large ceremonial hoe as part of the rite, and it's really heavy for Rika-chan. Well, Rika-chan is pretty small. Exactly how heavy is that hoe? It's pretty heavy. Enough that Rika-chan has been practicing with a mochi mallet. Wait a minute. That's way too heavy. Forget about Rika-chan, that'd be rough even for me. It's a sacred ceremonial hoe. If she dropped it by accident, it would be big trouble. Well, it's once a year kind of deal. All we can do is cheer from the sidelines. It'll be okay. She pulled it off last year. Really? Then at the least I can do is cheer her on. Even something like that little would help, right? I was rather curious about exactly how she practiced. Mion laughed as she shook her head. Leave her alone. If you go, Rika-chan will get all cute and won't be able to practice. Okay, well, I have no clue what's going on either, so... Oh yeah. I didn't quite understand what Mion was saying. You see, Rika-chan doesn't like showing people how hard she works, okay? So just leave her be. Even the always cool and aloof Rika-chan has times when she sweats while giving it her all. Because she was always so well put together, she didn't want people to see an ungainly side of her. It's not like I couldn't understand that feeling. All I can do is pray for her success, huh? Do your best, Rika Furude. I'm cheering for you. Well then. I climbed up on the pipe and plopped down on my side. Hooray, hooray, Rika-chan! In order to transmit more of my psychic waves of encouragement, I'll be entering a meditative state now. So just going to sleep after all? The lackadaisical noontime ended up giving way to mind-numbing afternoon classes. Rebounding from yesterday's hunger, I ate too much for lunch today, leaving me in a horrible condition. Ugh, I might have gorged myself a bit too much. I'll have to endure afternoon classes. Keiji-kun, you had an amazing appetite today. Basically, you always eat like a pig, but today was on a whole different level. Yesterday I skipped lunch, yes, right? Yesterday I skipped lunch, right? That hunger just soaked right in. This time, no matter how much I ate, my hunger knew no bounds. I get you. But really, Kei-chan, you always finish your lunch down to the last bite. Heck, even down to the last grain of rice. With food, you show your appreciation for the person who made it by eating it, you know? If you leave any behind, it's rude to the person who put in all that effort. Hearing that, Mion's eyes momentarily widened in surprise, followed by a cool laugh. Kei-chan, really? At first glance you seem unruly and irresponsible, but you're actually pretty conscientious. Well disciplined or something like that. Oh yeah, Rena thinks so too. Keiichi-kun is a lot kinder than he looks. Both of them were probably trying to compliment me, but I had a strange feeling I wasn't being complimented at all. That's not true. I just want to say that there's a big gap between your appearance and your personality. And I'm saying that's not a compliment. Hey, Tonosaki, Mabra-kun, we're in middle of class. Ich. How far did you get, Tonosaki-san? Bring your notes up here. Startled, Mion vocalized a rather easy to understand utterance. She was so enthralled in the conversation she had stopped working completely. Doing alright. You haven't progressed at all. You're in the highest grade, so you have to shape up. That Mion, it looks like she's getting lectured. Poor bastard. Appearances can be deceiving, in other words. Actually, appearances might be the opposite of reality. You don't say, considering what Rena was in the previous arc. Oh no, it's dropping frames again. That's unfortunate. You say some interesting things. Responding to Rena's seemingly profound statement, I turned my gaze to where Satoko was happily studying together with Rika-chan. Are you saying that brat Satoko is actually really meek? Yeah, that's cool. I can understand you doing that. At least, I hope that my pronunciation is at the very least kind of understandable. Yeah, the frame dropping it wasn't too severe. It happened for a while, but I closed another application that should have fixed it. If I went by what Rena literally said, then that would be the case. I could hardly imagine Satoko being meek and gentle like a girl in some fairy tale. Satoko's chance been rude lately, but just a while ago she was pretty different. She acted really spoiled and always. Yep. Keep this a secret from Satoko-chan, okay? That's Satoko, acting cute, so cute. For Satoko to play coy, I think that would have to be some part of some calculated plot. Even if she was to hide behind someone, I wouldn't think it was because she was attached to them. But since it came up, I tried to imagine us gentle and coquettish? Coquettish. How do you pronounce that? I am now curious.
Coquettish.
Coquettish.
Coquettish. Okay. Coquettish. Okay. I quickly looked up on YouTube. Coquettish Satoko. I have no idea what that actually means though, so. Alternate reality. What happy music! Jeez. Hey Satoko. What is it, Onisama? Oh god! What is it, Onisama? Satoko smiled cutely and walked towards me. By the way, for every 3 steps forward Satoko took, for some reason I took the 3 steps away. Onisama, why are you running away? Sorry, Satoko. For you to approach me with an affectionate smile on your face, I just have to think it's some sort of a trap. That's so mean! Onisama, you meanie! Wah. Sorry. I didn't intend to be so mean. The weeping Satoko came closer to me. I'm a sucker for tears. Click. Clank. Huh? A bear trap. That's no longer a joke. A bear trap could pull your freaking leg apart. A bear trap. My leg was being clamped down by a jagged metal teeth. Oh ho ho! You fell for it. Now for the next part. Satoko raised her right arm triumphantly, and traps began to trigger one after another. Suddenly the wall sprang forward, throwing me 3 blocks away. And there I saw a giant metal ball covered in spikes hurtling towards me. On top of that, in the direction the ball would knock me was a giant guillotine. I'm not really sure, Keiichi, but Keiichi-kun, you're not thinking of anything completely ludicrous right now, are you? No, just a very basic murder fantasy. Not really, not at all. That's a lie. You're a liar! Hey, sister. You've got the kind of look on your face that says, I'm gonna be crushed by a giant spiked metal ball. How could my expression convey what I was thinking like that? Sorry, imagining a meek and gentle Satoko is impossible right now. I'll try again when I'm in better shape. Next I looked over at Rika-chan, who was working diligently on some kanji drills. In contrast to Satoko, her default state was meek and gentle. If Rika-chan came at me saying, Onisama, I'd hug her tightly. I could get used to that. Who isn't thinking of their murder fantasies? That it's completely healthy. Wow, the chewing takes a lot of time. I hope it wasn't too long of a time. Jesus Christ, man. Keiichi-kun, you're drooling. Ah, sorry. Then how about Rika-chan? Are you saying that her appearance is deceiving as well? Saying that out loud, I felt a tinge of doubt. Was Rika-chan really all sweet? Despite her appearance, she was really quite sly, sweetly, how do you put it, evading things deftly. I get the feeling that Rika-chan isn't only just sweet. Her appearance is definitely deceiving. I couldn't put exactly what I was imagining into words, but Rena managed to say what I wanted. She turned to me with an impish look in her eyes, like she was saying, "Ah, you shouldn't say something like that." When Rika-chan grows up, I'm sure she'll become an incredibly devilish beauty with men wrapped all around her little finger. Don't you think that would be cool? Rena said that lightheartedly, but I, as a man, couldn't laugh at that. The scary part about that was that it felt like it could be true. Noticing my gaze, Rika-chan turned towards me and let loose an angelic smile. Both Rena and I, feeling as if that was directed towards us, personally had our hearts skip a beat. Oh, so cute, so cute. Rena, your nose is bleeding. Appearances can be deceiving, huh? Well then, what about our dear leader Mion? I stared at her as she tried to weasel her way out of getting her scolding by the teacher. Rena's theory that unrefined, calculating, conniving Mion also had a side of her that belied appearances. And then what you're saying is that Mion, despite her appearance, is actually a good person. Mi-chan is a good person. Well, that is true. But what I'm trying to say is... Yep, I know what you're trying to say, Keiichi-kun. Catching on that I was struggling to express my feeling as words, Rena smiled even more brightly. Know what? Mi-chan is mysterious, right? She's a girl, but it's like she's a guy. That's right. Mion was more aware that she was a girl, but it was exactly as Rena said. More than aware that she was a girl. When Mion livened up the mood, it wasn't as though she felt like a guy or a girl specifically, but a friend of the same gender. If she were a guy, we'd probably be like two peas in a pod. Although that's the same way it is right now. But you see, even that Mi-chan is actually really feminine. Rena, how much did Mion pay you exactly? That's not true. Jeez, I'm trying to have a serious conversation, you know? Rena began to pout. Now probably wasn't the right time to joke around. Mi-chan is the club president, so she's trying hard to lead everybody. But she's really a very cute girl. I really don't want you to forget that, Keiichi-kun. Rena's gaze focused off into the distance beyond where Mion was. Mino, yeah, sure. We'll go with Mino from now on. Mino. That doesn't sound like a good name. The Mion that I met at Angel Mort was unimaginably different compared to the Mion that I normally knew. Flustered and hesitant from the unfamiliar job, it was far cry from the brash and confident Mion. Even though she had to hurry to work, she went through all the trouble to bring me food when I was on the brink of starvation. And she did so not as Mion, but as Shion. What exactly was Shion to Mion? What kind of person was Mion exactly? Keiichi-kun probably couldn't even begin to imagine. As if to say it was our little secret, Rena held her finger up to her lips as she giggled. Mion, finally free from teacher's preaching, returned to her seat, cradling her head to hide her embarrassment. This old man, you see, thinks that grade school is enough for everything you need to study for in life. Saying that, she plopped down into her seat violently. Mion was actually really feminine. Right. I wonder if I can meet Shion again. I want to talk to her again. Clang clang. The principal waved around the bell that served as the school chime. The teacher rushed back to the blackboard and began to list everybody's homework assignments. Whoa, it looks like there's gonna be a lot of homework today, gotta buckle down. Well then, that means even Rena? What do you mean? Appearances can be deceiving. Would that apply to you too? Huh? Keiichi-kun, how do you see me? How? The Rena Ryugu that I knew sometimes took things too far, but was generally a kind and gentle, ideal girl. Really? Really? Then that makes me happy, I guess. If she was the opposite of what she seemed, that would make her... If I really were really the opposite. Just trying to say it. I won't... Just try to saying it. I won't be mad. That's what I felt she meant. Rena is... Rena is... Even if you were the opposite, you'd still be Rena, right? This question shouldn't have been so nerve-wracking to answer. Maybe it was because the person in question was staring at me, but... Even saying that took a strange amount of effort. That's no fair, Keiichi-kun. It bothers me when you say it that way. Oh. Perhaps unable to endure my silence, Rena's face began to burn red with embarrassment. Rena, Kei-chan, let's go home. Mion walked over and started getting ready to go home. Whenever school is over, she really does get noticeably more energetic. No club activities? Aww. I'm losing my voice. Jesus. I think this is a good place to stop Higurashi for today. It's already been 45 minutes. So let's change momentarily at the very least. We might continue Higurashi later on today, but for now let's stop here. We might try to go to the end of the chapter later on today. But what next? What next? I am actually kind of interested in continuing Reseter. Yeah, my voice is dying once again. It's quite horrible. But Pyre also takes quite a bit of reading. Maybe we'll have a little bit of Reseter in the middle so that my voice can rest. At least a little bit. Oh right, I should really download that. Was it Toy Story 2? No, it was just Toy Story. Okay. Well, fortunately it's really quick to find it, so... I should have an emulator already, so... Okay. It's... Yeah, Toy Story 1 for the Super Nintendo. Oh, the headpads are still up. Yeah, they are. They are. I completely forgot them. Actually, I think we can actually play this Toy Story instead. I kind of want to test out what it is like. Oh, I'm preparing. I'm prepared. I am not prepared. Where's my NES? There we go. Let's see if the if Thingamajig actually recognizes it. I mean, if Twitch recognizes it. It does not. So we're just gonna have to go with that. Everybody's a jerk. That sounds lovely. Okay. So it's an unrecognized game, but it should still update it well enough. So let me just set everything up. Okay.